Hey, what's up, everyone? How are you all doing? How's it going? Welcome, NBA fanatics. Today, I'd like to talk about LeBron James's final season. This is really going to be the last season we'll see LeBron James in the NBA. Well, there's a lot to discuss about what I think this season will be like, but also if LeBron James really has the ability to play a bit longer. And I'd like to start with that. Honestly, given the league's level, I wouldn't be shocked if LeBron could go on for seasons. I truly believe LeBron, seeing how he competes, could go for 3 more seasons. I'm not sure what LeBron James's goals or ambitions are. If you ask me what LeBron wants most now, it's to play with or against his youngest son. I think it's unlikely the Lakers will have two of LeBron's sons. I think that's getting a bit out of hand. From what I know and have seen, he seems better than Bronny James. Bronny James likely lacks the physical traits and talent for the NBA. Honestly, I think LeBron will help boost his son's stats a bit. Playing with LeBron isn't like Kobe or Jordan who dominate games. LeBron's more of a team player, passing and defending more. He'll likely pass to his son whenever he can score. I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron's stats drop to help his son. I don't know. Actually, I also have many doubts about what position Bronny James would play. I think he'll be a shooting guard, though he's quite short. If I remember right, he's just under or a bit over 6 feet tall. As a point guard, his ball handling doesn't seem that impressive. With D'Angelo Russell there, it seems unlikely he'd play point guard. We should also question if he'll start, be on the bench, or be the Lakers' sixth man, or he could be like Giannis Antetokounmpo's brother, Thanasis. Thanasis is a player who only gets garbage time minutes. I don't know the exact stats, but he plays maybe 5 minutes per game, often less. He's there to keep the superstar happy and ensure he doesn't leave. Let's be honest here. Many people call it nepotism, saying it's wrong and unfair, and that's partly true. I won't argue that Bronny James is there due to his skill level, but when you have a player who's far superior or in an elite category well above the NBA average, it seems normal that players would take advantage of this and say, you know what, keep me happy, ensure I'll stay on the team by signing a relative of mine and put him in rotation with players who play 3 minutes per game, or often much less. Some players barely play at all, which is quite amusing and might be a topic for another video about players in the league who play very little, compete rarely, and they earn millions. Some players have contracts worth $1, $2, or $3 million a year, and these are players who play just 1 minute per game. In fact, I believe the minimum salary in the NBA, if I remember correctly, is around $800,000 a year. It might have increased. Most likely it has. The last I knew, the minimum you could earn on an NBA contract was $800,000. Maybe it's a bit more now, but it's interesting now. Honestly, it's unfair for talented guys who could compete. The NBA is curious. In fact, right now, probably the best player in the league, Nikola Jokic, was chosen in the second round. So I personally know that NBA teams often undervalue draft picks. But the truth is, sometimes by working hard and having good players, reviewing what you need and seeing what's in the draft, you can succeed. It can help a lot. In fact, Damon Green, who was also a second round pick, well, you're not going to get Michael Jordan in the second round, but you can get defensive support. Now, about LeBron's last season, I highly doubt it. Each LeBron season is different unless there's a serious injury that sidelines him for over 70% of the season. LeBron signed a 2 year deal guaranteeing him this season and the next. It's actually the largest 2 year contract ever, I believe. There are bigger deals now, but they're for 5, 6 years. Currently, LeBron has the highest annual salary, around $50 million a year, or $48 million thereabouts. But that's not the main point. I'd like to discuss LeBron James's physical performance. I think it depends a lot on the Lakers' strategy. If they keep working with players who don't contribute or support LeBron or try to give him a secondary role, I believe they'll physically break LeBron. This also explains why his stats are high, as his teammates can't compete, so LeBron has to step up. These stats are quite inflated. Now, I still think the Lakers should get rid of players like Anthony Davis, not so much D'Angelo Russell, as there aren't many guards who could replace and improve on Russell. I'm not saying he's a top 5 NBA point guard, but I also don't think True Holiday wants to leave the Celtics, or Stephen Curry wants to leave Golden State, or Troy Young wants to leave the Hawks. Who knows? It's interesting, but what I'm getting at is the team needs to rebuild and work on a competitive project. Now, if LeBron James can last 5 more years in the league, I've got to say this. I don't think the Lakers will be title contenders while LeBron James is on the team. LeBron's a great player who focuses a lot on his regular season stats, but I don't feel LeBron is the type of player who goes out there to win games at all costs. I think LeBron's the guy who'll get you a game with good stats and might win you some regular season games. And he's had his playoff moments too, I won't deny that, against Golden State. If I recall, in 2017 or 2018, I'm not sure which year exactly, but the point is, I think LeBron James isn't obsessed with winning like Michael Jordan or Kobe were. LeBron, I believe, is a bit more focused on getting his triple-double, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, 25 points. In fact, LeBron James has never scored 70 points in a single game, which is telling for a player considered so dominant. It's surprising he's never had such high-scoring games, which gives me the feeling that he's not solely focused on scoring to win. Instead, he's also concentrating on other aspects of the game that may or may not matter as much. Now, I think LeBron James is an extraordinary player, but he hasn't been the most dominant in the league for the past 15 years, to be honest. We'll discuss that in another video, but I think LeBron James, this season, he's going to perform like the previous one. I think he's going to be around 27 to 28 points per game. He's going to have numbers similar to a triple-double. He's going to barely make the playoffs. In fact, I don't think LeBron James will worsen the team because I think that ultimately the Deckers didn't have a good background bench before, now even less so. Although I also begin to think a bit about whether LeBron James will have minutes this season too. It has to be when the game is won by a lot. We're talking 15, 18, 20 points. I don't think it's beneficial to see LeBron James with a difference of 8 or 10 points, mostly because his height and lack of talent worry me a little. There may be moments where the team loses a lot defensively. Imagine Bronny James marking Stephen Curry, because I think it's ridiculous, insane. I mean, I think it'd be something of Curry's. Any NBA superstar can be accused, or an Anthony Edwards, what he could do. But, well, if it's nepotism, I think it's nepotism on LeBron James's part. But at the end of the day, we're talking about one of the top 5 NBA players of all time. LeBron James is probably with the Lakers more for the number of jerseys he sells than for what he can actually win with the Lakers. Well, that's my opinion. I'd love to read in the comments if you think I'm exaggerating, or if you believe LeBron James and Bronny James can really form a good duo for the Lakers. Who knows, maybe I'd consider it a success if they reach the conference finals. Honestly, if you ask me today, I think they're barely a play-in team, but that's all from me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.